Hi, this is Jennifer, and I'm back after about 7 months. I'm going to scrap these pictures of my daughter. She's opening her mission call. This is part of a challenge with Roni Sue Scrapper and Crafty Meggy. They're both here on YouTube. The challenge is to use wood veneers. So for this page, I decided to back my photos with this dark blue cardstock, and I'm using this paper, which is called Dreamy Dots from Heidi Swap. And the other paper I'm going to use is a pale pink textured cardstock, and this piece right here, which is Echo Park, We Are Family, Family Floral. And I'm using this side here. The other side is flowers, but I'm not using that. And the back side of this one is polka dots, but I'm also not using that side. I'm going to back everything on white cardstock from Close to My Heart. I'm using this for my layout. It is Kit Club Sketch Challenge by Laura Whitaker. I decided to cut my photos down. They're 4x6 photos, and I cut 1 inch off the bottom of each one. And I just figured a little bit smaller was good just for the layout. Instead of putting one large photo like the layout has, the sketch has, I decided to do 2 photos. Here I'm going to attach the first photo to the cardstock and then cut it out. And I don't know why, but I was very left hand dominant today on this day that I did it. I couldn't, for some reason, I kept trying to do everything left-handed, and I'm right-handed, so I don't know what my deal was. Here I put the second photo down to back it, also on the blue cardstock. And I finally switched my cutter around so I could do it right-handed. I left about a 1/4 inch photo mat all the way around the photos. For this third photo, I wanted to take a little more than 1 inch off, but I decided to take what I could off the top of the photo, and I know I cut through her hair, but that's okay because it was kind of messy, up in a messy bun anyway. So I took what I could off the top, that way I wasn't chopping too much off the bottom of the photo. But the sketch called for a smaller photo at the bottom of the page, so that one was cut down to 4x4. I back it with the same color cardstock as the other photos. And it does have one side that is textured a little more than the other, so I was checking the other photos to make sure I'd put them all on the same side. Not that it really matters when it's on there, you can't tell anyway. And I cut it down to the same reveal of 1/4 inch. This piece I cut to 8 inches by 8 inches, and I really do wish I would have made it a little wider, maybe 8 inches by 9.5 or something like that, but it's okay. It still worked really well. I went ahead and I inked around each photo mat with Faded Jeans Distress ink, and then I did all, well, that background paper and the Echo Park piece I also did with the blue. Then I take the the pale pink paper, and I was going to cut it at 2 inches, then I thought maybe 3 inches, but I went with 2.5. But I didn't want it to be 12 inches because I didn't want it going all the way across the paper, so I cut 2 inches off of it. This piece, I really liked the pink spot down in the middle of the paper, so what I did is I cut 2 inches off, and I'll use that for something else later on. Then I cut another 2 inches because I wanted it to be skinnier than the pale pink one that I already cut, but I wanted it to show the pink. I cut just 1 inch off this one because I wanted it longer than the last piece. And there I'm just showing you what kind of ink I used. And this one is Victorian Velvet, also Distress ink. And I used the pink for both the cardstock and for this piece. Maybe I was just lazy and didn't want to switch to another color, but when it's on the page, the pink looks pretty good on it. And here I'm just trying to play with where to place it for sure. Now I need to get the wood veneer on there because that's what this challenge is all about. These say happy today, and and my daughter really was happy that day. This was a very exciting day for our whole family. Here I'm just trying to decide on placement, where I'm going to place the top photos, and I need to decide where to put the bottom photo. And I'm just going to play with these banners. I don't want them to look like they're floating in the middle of nowhere. To me, a banner kind of needs to hang from something. So I play with it for a little bit, and I've cut a lot of this out. But there was a lot more messing with it. But to me, I don't know, I just wanted the happy to be underneath the picture of her smiling, because that bottom picture, she's smiling really big. And there's also that little badge that says yay, and I'll use that on the page. Here I decide to commit and go ahead and stick everything down. And I don't put everything back exactly where it was, but I'm really close, so. I have to use my photos to kind of measure and make sure I'm not putting it too high or too low. And I want it centered on the page. Then I'm ready to put this strip on top of the pink one. With these pictures, what I do is I go ahead and I put adhesive on the back of both of them. Then I stick them to each other, how I want them to look on the page. Then I put them on the page. That way I'm not pulling up and re-sticking and sticking them down and pulling them back up and that sort of thing and ruining the pictures. But there's just that white space of my wall, and it was just, I didn't need it in the photo, so I covered it up. Then it's time to place the bottom one. I need to remember to leave space for the banner, but I want it to look pretty even on top too, so. Here I've stuck sticky dots to the back of the happy banner, and I realized it pokes out kind of on the side, so I went ahead and cut it off with my scissors. Here I'm using the, I can't remember the name of these stickers. Oh, they're pink paisley. And they're just a really pretty glittery teal color sticker. And I really like these stickers, but I messed with them for a long time. Here I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to say in my title, and do I have enough letters to do it? And I decide that I do, so I get my wax paper out just because it'll be a little bit easier to place them on that and move them around as I decide where I want them. I decide to do the title of Getting Her Call, but partway through putting this title on, I realized this isn't what I want the title to be, because to me, Getting Her Call just didn't quite sound right. So I switched to Receiving Her Call, and I start putting the letters down, and then I realized I don't think I've spelled it right, but at the time I figure I'll just switch it around later. I don't really care. But before I finish Receiving Her Call, I decide no, because she's opening her call. This is actually pictures of her opening the call. So I take the letters I've already pulled off, and I start to spell out opening, and believe me, this was a lot of drama. I cut some of this out. It was a lot worse. So I decide on opening the call, but right here I realize I have no more ends. So opening is not going to work. I decide to go back to receiving. Nope, I didn't. I decided to skip all the drama, and I'm going to get the rest of the letters, her call. Then I'll go back and worry about the receiving, because it frustrated me after I'd done all that, and it wasn't working. So here I decide, okay, I'm going with receiving. But I wanted to make sure I stopped and I checked on my phone the correct spelling of receiving, and I did have it wrong. So rather than using the wax paper, I mean, I don't have a straight eye. I have to use a ruler. So out comes the trusty ruler, and I spell out receiving her call. And here I am finishing up the receiving. Then I take the wax paper and just make sure about where I want to start her. And that's about all I use the wax paper for. It's just to see how it would fit. I really admire those people who can just throw titles on there and they just look straight and perfect. I can't do that. Even with the ruler, I can't get it exact, so maybe I just worry about it too much. I decided to stick that yay badge right by her bottom photo. I stick it on with sticky dots. Originally I was going to stick it on with a really thick sticky dot, but I knew it would, through time, it would probably make the yay crack as it bent in the photo album. So I stuck it down with 3 thinner sticky dots. And then because I had the color of the wood veneer down in the bottom right, I put in this sticker, it's an envelope, and it has a lot of the craft color. And those are the Heidi Swap stickers. They come in sets of 2. There's an inner sticker and an outer ring that match. So here I'm using another set, and I just kind of stick this one. They're kind of a mint color over on the other side. That one has space for a date, and it says remember this. And the date that I put was May 15th, 2015, and that is because that's the day that she was going to leave on her mission. That's not the day that she was opening this call. This was actually back in December of 2014 when she opened it. And then I use a flare badge up in that top corner. And I can't remember what it said. Okay, it said happy. Sorry, I had to get the page out to check it. Here I'm going through the ephemera pack. It's Heidi Swap, and I pull out several different things just to see if it'll work. I was trying to bring in some yellow. I wasn't sure about putting more yellow on the page at first. Then I found this one that says Great Day, and the yellow one there that says Fun is Ahead, and I decided to stick them together. I kind of liked them like that. And here I go ahead and stick down just some different pieces of the ephemera pack. I'm not really clustering in clear clusters, but there are 3 spots where I put these, and some of them say oh, best day, and yay, and yeah. Let's see what else, and wow. Then I go ahead and just put this one here. I just wanted it to lead towards the photo. And then I needed one that matched it. I couldn't have it being the only one on there that looked like that. Here's where I commit to putting the happy flare badge. And then I realized I hadn't stuck these down yet, so I go ahead and stick Fun is Ahead on and the Great Day. And I call this one finished. Thank you so much for watching, and there will be more videos coming. Bye.